and we'll put you on the air.
Still accepting applications for an intern.
Yeah, that too.
Unpaid, no college credit intern. You're just here.
You're just here. Well, you get to hang out with us. And
you get to be in my presence.
Yes. And Brooks will give you all the unrequited love that you want. Valentine's Day is coming up.
I'm very lonely.
Ditto. All right. So let's go on to Auburn basketball. Once again, you want to talk about some Auburn basketball? That's 334-844-9345.
Can I just take this back 1 second to the NFL? And I just want to point out something before we get to Auburn basketball.
Okay.
Do you know what I decided to peruse this weekend?
All right. First of all, use a big word in peruse. Yeah. So this better be good.
I decided for some reason, I may have been gone clinically insane for like 30 seconds. I turned it over to the Pro Bowl.
Why?
I just wanted to. I forgot how bad it was. Did you know the ratings went up this year for it?
I honestly forgot the Pro Bowl happened. That's why we didn't talk about it.
They announced yesterday. Roger Goodell was on the Herd with Colin Cowherd yesterday, and he was like, he's told us the ratings went up for the Pro Bowl. I'm like, how? You didn't watch any of the Pro Bowl?
No.
They weren't even tackling. Like
I saw somebody had a pick six interception, and the tackling was just abysmal.
On run plays, they would wrap up the running back and they'd blow the whistle. They wouldn't even let the running back try to break free or go down. They stopped the game.
I understand why, because you got to make that money. You know what I'm saying? You can't be getting hurt.
I mean, let them play.
All right, let's put it this way: if Tom Brady wasn't in the Super Bowl and he played in the Pro Bowl and he tore his ACL in the Pro Bowl, you would kind of be upset.
I would be, but let them play. I
agree. I'm just saying, money talks.
You can do the blow the whistle early for quarterbacks, protect the quarterback. But if you're a running back, let him go. Let him go. Just let him run.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. If I was making $8 to $13 million a year, and I knew that if I get hurt in the Pro Bowl, that probably wouldn't happen. You're right. You better blow that whistle. I ain't trying to get hurt out here.
Best part of the day, though, was they did an interview with Drew Brees on the sideline, and his 3 sons were ball boys for the day, the game. Quality time with Dad. So they're in the middle of doing an interview on ESPN with him, and one of his sons start roughhousing right there in the interview. Yeah. So obviously the camera guy is going to be like, let's look at the kids. One of the kids gets on the field. And during, they're playing football out there. This is there in the middle of the game. They get on the field, and then the other son rips him back, which, best defense of the day anyway. And so Drew Brees finishes the interview like a champ. He doesn't, react or anything. He's like, now they're about to get in big trouble for getting on the field. And so I don't remember who the sideline reporter was. She walked away, but the camera stayed on him. And Drew Brees got down, and he had a dad moment. He was talking to him, you know how dads do when you're little. They get in your face, and they'll point at you, and they'll, talk to you sternly. And he was doing that. And then he pointed to the stands, you want to go sit in the stands, you better behave. I'm like, it made me happy, because I'm like, I got to see a dad moment from someone you don't think of as a dad. Even though they're dads, all the football players, they're dads. But you don't see them in their dad moments.
Hey, you want to be a Browns fan? You want to sit in that stands and be sad? How about that? That's good.
Did the Browns have any Pro Bowlers?
I'm sure they did. I mean, even the Colts have Pro Bowlers. I
but
think.
The Colts have a name.
That hurt.
The Colts have, who they have still? Who's Reggie Wayne? Is he still playing?
No.
I don't know Colts players. Who's y'all's running back?
Frank
No, T.Y. Hilton was there.
T.Y. Hilton, yes.
T.Y. was there. I didn't see any Browns play.
He may have been the only Pro Bowler.
Because I remember him catching a pass.
But anyway. What we're talking about, Auburn basketball.
All right.
Yes.
Seamless segue.
Seamless segue into Auburn basketball. Once again, if you want to call in and talk about Auburn basketball or talk about how the Pro Bowl just sucks at tackling. Or if you want to talk about, if you agree with Brooks about, the Pro Bowl and, how they're not tackling and maybe, let them play, call in at 334-844-9345. Toll free.
Yeah, toll free. Unless, if I ask for your credit card number, just go ahead and give it to me.
Go ahead and give it to them. Auburn basketball, 11th.
I'm just a starving college student. I need money.
Auburn basketball is 11th in the AP poll. They'll be taking on Ole Miss on the road at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And it is indeed on the SEC network.
Is there a line for this game yet?
It is Auburn by 4 points.
That seems about right.
Over under 162.
Is that just for Auburn?
Well, if Auburn comes out firing like they did against LSU, Brooks, we were both at the game.
Yes. Different capacities, though.
Different capacities. You were in the student section. I was over in donor seating and all that nice jazz. Auburn Arena has become a great atmosphere.
It was already.
And it's a home field advantage for Auburn. It's almost like Auburn football in a nutshell. You can't lose at home. But when you go on the road, it's like, oh, man.
Listen,
kind of scary.
Let me correct. Well, not correct, but add to what you just said. It's always been a great atmosphere in our Auburn Arena. Like, even
I don't know, man. Well, 2 years ago, I was like, there should be more people at this game.
Listen, even when we were bad and bad and not great, when like at the start of the game, the fans be hype and be going. It get to the end of the game and people will be leaving early because we're getting beat. But at the beginning of the game, the Jungle has always been one of the better student sections in the conference. I'm not going to say the country because you got places like the Muss, which I think that's Utah. You got Cameron Indoor, the Cameron Crazies. You got whatever they call people at North Carolina.
Students.
You got the Jayhawks. There's a lot of. You got Oregon. Oregon's a great student section. You got a lot of good student sections across the country. Auburn's is one of the best in the conference. And it, like you said, it gives them a great home court advantage, especially this Saturday when they came out and Mustafa dropped 16 right off the bat, and then didn't score for the rest of the game.
That was ridiculous.
He dropped 16, and everyone was just going nuts.
The moment Auburn was just making threes, but then that one play, I think it was Deshaun Murray, misses a three, but an LSU player tips it in for Auburn for 2 points. I was like, yeah, there's no way Auburn loses this game.
It was over in the first 5 minutes. Like I went back and watched the highlights after the game when they do it with Webb, where they put Rod Bramlett's call over the game action.
Yeah.
And one of the things he said is like, this game was over in the first 5 minutes. Like, you're right. 16 when it was like 16 to what? 2?
16 to 5, 16, I think. Something like that.
It was over. Like,
it was ridiculous.
Immediately. Mustafa put that game away and then didn't score again.
And then I think I'm going to say 6 or 7 guys were in double digits for Auburn. I don't have the box score up. But Deshaun Murray played well. Anthony McLemore did his thing, obviously with the blocks, because, man, that guy, he's a blocking machine. I mean, Anthony McLemore leads the SEC in blocks, and he's about 20-plus blocks ahead of second place. That is ridiculous, how many blocks that man gets.
That's ridiculous how many, what's ridiculous how many threes Bryce Brown can hit.
Yes.
Bryce Brown, we've essentially built the Golden State Warriors at Auburn University, except not as good. Like, they're going to miss shots. Like, Bryce Brown isn't going to put up a circus three from, like, half court and drain it like
Let's
Steph.
do this. If Auburn is the Golden State Warriors, let's name the Warriors starting 5. Let's match them to Auburn. Okay, so obviously McLemore's Zaza because he's the big guy.
Yes. Bryce Brown's got to be Steph because he's shooting guard, right? No, Steph's point guard. What is Steph? Is he point or shoot?
Okay, the way I look at basketball is you have 2 guards, you have 2 forwards. I don't care what you are.
All right, fine. Then Bryce Brown's a shooting guard, or is Steph?
I'm going by their play style. Who is who?
I think Bryce is Steph.
Bryce is Steph.
And I would have.
All right, who's his right-hand man in Klay Thompson?
I'd have to say Jared.
Really?
Jared Harper. I think so. Wouldn't you? Because I think
I'm just trying to figure out where Mustafa fits in.
I think Mustafa would be a Draymond because he's big, but he can still hit the three.
Yeah, but
so
you don't really rely on Draymond to score points. So whereas we rely on.
So would you give Mustafa like KD?
Somebody has to be KD.
I would
say Deshaun Murray is more Draymond because Draymond's an all-around player, and show us Deshaun Murray. He gets the boards and he puts up points, but he doesn't have to be the leading scorer. He's Draymond.
I can get behind that. So Bryce Brown is Steph, Jared Harper's Klay, Mustafa's KD.
Yes.
And then
the only problem I have with that is I would turn around Bryce Brown and Jared. I would say, so you'd say Jared Harper is Steph and Bryce Brown is Klay, only because
I will say Jared will pull up from like ridiculous distance and just try to
and that's why
something.
I say that. His points doesn't equal to Steph because Jared Harper doesn't have to score a lot of points because he has so much talent around him. So he doesn't have to drop 20 plus points a game. But he makes that offense go. the same way Steph makes the Warriors go.
True. I can get behind that.
So points wise, yes, it'll be Bryce. But then all around wise, I would say Jared Harper is more Steph Curry.
I can get behind that. I like how this is our conversation now as we're comparing Auburn basketball to the Warriors.
I think we've gone too far.
That makes me so happy that we can do that.
Who would have thought? After that, because we were looking in our studio, I pulled up the picture of. I should probably pull it up for everybody watching on the stream or on Eagle Eye. So, unfortunately, people on the radio, you won't be able to see this, but this is a picture.
Tune in later.
Tune in later. So this is a picture of when Auburn lost to Missouri in the SEC tournament on that buzzer beater in overtime. As you can see, Brooks is on the couch, just defeated, and our friend Ryan Lavoie is in the corner, and it wasn't a fun day.
It was not.
That was less than a year ago, and look where we're at now.
And the worst part about it is we'd already beaten them twice.
Yes, the worst part about it is we should have beat Missouri. Now, granted, will we have lost again? Will we have lost in the next round? Probably. But you beat a team twice. I mean, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season, but still, one of those wins was very convincing, too. It was.
I'm just so happy Auburn basketball is relevant. We're a basketball school now.
We're a basketball school. We didn't talk at all about the game.
Well, we touched on it a little bit.
The only part we touched on was we're playing Ole Miss and the line is 4 points.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the LSU game.
No. We're talking about the Auburn game. And there's other games to talk about. So how about this? When we come back, we'll talk about the Auburn game. We'll talk about a couple other games going on. And, you know what? Let's talk about bracketology, because I can't wait until we get into March Madness season and we fill out our brackets on the show.
I love brackets.
How many brackets do you make?
Usually 1 or 2. It depends on...
Like, for serious, I make like 1 or 2. And then I just like filling out brackets so much that I just keep doing it. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that has like 30 or 40 brackets just because.
I'll do like I don't do that many, but I'll always do like the second chance bracket when ESPN does that.
I sometimes like to do like coin flip, like who would win in a coin flip.
Oh, I did that. I used to do that as my official bracket. I had like Georgetown winning 1 year and Richmond 1 year.
That's why nobody likes you. Anyway, thank you. I was about to sign off for a second, but
folks, we're done.
Stick around for the Extra Point. When we come back, we'll talk about some more college basketball. You'll listen to the Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 FM or online at WEGLFM.com. You want to call in and talk about basketball, Super Bowl, or anything